So hi all, welcome to another problem by LeetCode. In this problem, we will see Fun 341, that is movie rating, which is a medium standard problem. Here we have three tables with us. First is the movies table, in which the movie ID is the primary key for this particular table. Title is the name of this movie. Next we have this user table, in which the user ID is the primary key, column with unique values for this table, and column name has unique values. Next we have the movie ratings table, in which the movie ID comma user ID is the primary key for this particular table. This table contains the rating of a movie by a user in the review, and created at is the user's review date. What we need to do is we need to write a solution to find the name of the user who has the greatest number of movies. In case of a tie, return the lexicographically smaller username. Find the movie name with the highest average rating in February 2020. In case of a tie, return the lexicographically smaller movie name. Okay. So here we have to do two things, right? Firstly, we need to order by the particular user which has the greatest number of movies, and also show them in lexicographically smaller username, right? And also order by the particular movie name with the highest average rating in February 2020, and also order them by with lexicographically smaller movie name. So that is what we have to do. So here, since we have these three tables, right, we can easily see that movie rating has two columns: movie ID, which is a foreign key for this particular movies table. So for movie ID, we can create a relationship, right, using the join inner join. So from movies table, we will have a relationship with movie rating using the movie ID, and movie rating will have a relationship with users table with the help of this user ID, correct? So first, let us go ahead and create this table for us, right? So how we are going to do that? First and foremost, we will select the movie. So let me go ahead and let me type mr.movie_id, comma mr.user_id, comma mr.rating, comma mr.created@, comma. Now after this, what we will do is that we now need to go ahead and get the title from the movies table, right? So so I will alias the movies as m, and for movies rating it will be mr. So m.title, comma, then it will be the name of from the users table, so u.name. Okay, from the movie rating as mr, inner join, right, movies as m on mr dot movie id, because we want to join and create a relationship between the movies and the movie rating using the movie id. So mr dot movie id equals to m dot movie id. Okay, also we need to again inner join this on the basis of users as u on u dot user id, correct, is equals to mr dot user id. If I go ahead and if I run this, I will have an aggregated table in which everything from the movies rating table will be there, and the title and the name of that particular person will also be present, right? So here you can see. So for movie ID number 3, if you just see movie ID 3 over here is for Maria. Movie ID 3 is for Joker. So the title over here is Joker, right? And for user ID, that is 1, it is Daniel. So it is Daniel over here. Okay. So now what we will do, we will now store this in a temporary table. So with temp as this. Okay. We'll store this in a temporary table. And now what we will do, we want the results, right? So how we will get the results from we want this particular thing, right, that find the name of the user who has rated the greatest number of movies. In case of a tie, return the lexicographically smaller username. So first let us find out this one, who has rated the greatest number of movies. So how we are going to do this, right? We will first write select name, okay, from temp, and then I will group it by the name. If I group it by the name, right, if I group it by the name, and let me also type in the count of the it is user, so user, not user, sorry, the movie ID, because we want to see how many rating it is there, okay, who has rated the greatest number of movies. So count of the movie ID, group by name, okay, and then order it by the count of the movie ID, correct? If we order it by the count of movie ID, and how should we order it? In descending order, because we want the highest count in the top place, correct? And also what we want is, in case of a tie, now in case of a tie, we want to return the lexicographically smaller username. So another we need second level of ordering over here as well. So how we will get the lexicographically smaller username? We will simply use the ASCII keyword, because if you just see ASCII of Daniel, okay, and between ASCII of Daniel over here, if you go down, it is saying Daniel and Monica have rated 3 movies, right? But Daniel is smaller lexicographically, so ASCII of Daniel is always going to be lower than Monica. Why? Because D comes first in alphabetical order and then comes M, correct? So we can actually use this ASCII keyword, and within the ASCII I will pass in the name, and I will type in the ascending, and I will go ahead and I will say limit 1, because I want the top 1 value. If I go ahead and if I run this, you will see it will give me Daniel, and it will give me the count of the movies, correct? Okay, now I don't actually need the count, I only need the name, okay. And if you look at the aliasing, right, it is results, so I will write this as name as results over here, okay. So this will only give me Daniel, okay. Now next what we want, find the movie name with the highest average rating in February 2020. In case of a tie, return the lexicographically smaller movie. So now we need to go ahead and we need to filter out this particular temp data furthermore, because we only need the data for February 2020, okay. And once we have this, then we want to union both of these results. So first result, that is for Daniel, which is at the top, this we have got. Now we have to get the fetch the value for this Frozen 2, correct? And then we will union it. So how we are going to do this second case, right? So for that, first we are going to apply the filter for February 2020, okay. So let us go ahead and let us say select everything from temp, right, where my month of created at is equals to 2 and year of created at, right, is equals to 2020, correct? Once we do this, then it will obviously give me the values from the temp which has a month of which has a month 2, which is February, and the year 2020. So let me go ahead and let me store this in another temporary table, temp2 as this, okay, and let me put a comma here, okay. And after this, what I will do, after this I will go ahead and start working for this. I need to get the highest average. So how we will get the highest average? Select name, sorry, not name, title, wait, this will be at the top, so let me go ahead and write it below. Select title from temp2, okay, from temp2, and then we are going to group it by this title, correct? And then we are going to order it by the average rating, right? We are going to group it by average ratings, just in the same way as this. Over here it was count, over here it is average rating, and we are going to do it in descending order, and the lexicographically it should be in ascending order. So ASCII of this particular title in ascending order. Okay, and then I'm going to apply the limit 1. Correct. Let me go ahead and let me comment this out, and if I go ahead and run this, I'm supposed to get let me put a hash. Let me put a hashtag here, and if I go ahead and if I run this, it is giving me an error saying okay, sorry, limit 1. Okay, now if I go down, you will see that this has given me the title as Frozen 2. Correct, because Frozen 2 is in ascending order. Correct. The ASCII value of Frozen 2 is lower compared to Joker. Correct. So now what we are going to do, once we now have this value, I'm going to simply union this one, right? But now if I go ahead and union this directly, right, if I use union all directly, or rather union directly, or it's better to do union all. Okay, if I do this union all directly, what will happen? It will give me an error because the type of the value, because if we have limit involved in this, right, and ordering involved in this, union will not work. So what we are going to do, we are simply going to use select everything from, and I'm going to go ahead and use this as A. I'm going to alias this as A, and I will use select everything from this particular table, and I'm going to alias this as B. And now if I go ahead and run this, this will just work fine. It will give me the answer. See, it has accepted. Now let us go ahead and let's submit it. See, it has given me a runtime of 1063 millisecond, and it beats 99.51%. So this is a super efficient problem. I hope you really enjoyed this session, and if you did, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon for notification. Thank you.